And you know the routine. It's a yeehaw, then a greetings, love beings. This is Archaea Rainbow Aurora, and I'm broadcasting live from what used to be known as Galactic Central Milky Way Galaxy Aurora for new creational purposes. So what galactically happened when I heard Aurora up in Shasta and then got the direction to come here, and then from Tanglewood got served Aurora Method of New Creation on March 7th, 2017. There had been a long going game since the beginning of time where there's a bunch of terrorists who have been diligently, since the beginning of time creating like wars, the whole Hitler thing, all the drugs they ever gave the soldiers, all the mind programs and all the fake schools, fake religions, all the death business was aimed at doing exactly what it did right now. Robbing me, my identity, having frauds do rituals on me to steal my seed and babies repeatedly. However, it was revealed to me again a couple days ago that Lily is still around and she's still waiting to come out to concretize, and she's a sweetheart. So I've been on the lookout for who Lily's daddy is, meaning who Father of all creation, Lucifer, Morning Star, Archangel Uriel truly is. And I've, sent out some, diaspora-based messages to all the masculines who came forth as my twin flame throughout my journey. And I haven't received any response yet, but I believe that the dad knows who he is in his heart. So, I'm very skilled at private investigation / criminal justice / criminal mind study, because I'm a mastermind being. That's why I can deconstruct ego mind. That's why this is my job in providing sessions. So now we had to again go through the Starbucks people not letting me in and not saying my name because they're Germans and they back up Hitler in having robbed my identity to give to one of their girls, but they don't get that if they have a kid one day, well, hey, how do you say that it's not going to happen to your kid? So in all practicality and matters, people have to stop thinking in terms of belonging and conditioning and social strata and, I'm going to back up my German people against you. Well, me is the same as your kid one day, and your kid one day might have a girl from Brussels steal their identity, and what are you going to do? The whole point is everything failed since this identity theft happened, because you were all told and proven that all your schools are dysfunctional, all your religions are dysfunctional. The churches that got formed 200 years after Jesus came. So Jesus never came down and said, hey, what's up? I'm going to be your new leader here, and I'm going to create a cult called Christianity, and you guys have to go to church every Sunday and worship me by drinking my blood and body and frauding yourselves and then going to confession, and then for the most part of the week you forget you're Christians, then on Sunday you make amends. That's never what Jesus came to share. Now, all the other frauds that come from other schools of thoughts, like the Indian guru style things with the yoga style people, if you come down to the basics of all these, etheric, non-godly movements, they are meant to bring together humans as one heart, regardless your color, creed, your state of your body, if you're sick, crippled, or vomiting that day, or if you're a prostitute, or if you're not. So all the beings in the yoga school that have been calling me a prostitute because Heather Harvey programmed everybody to think since Brendan booked his first session and forwarded $77.77, and then Caitlin and Heather have been since the beginning of time programming everybody in Carolina all the way to Charleston through Caitlin's family and called fraud brothers and hateful mother who's a thief. She stole my rings. They put magic on people, and that is factual, actual. This is not a joke. And she paid and frauded all these kids, from Tyler Goldsmith to Rob Going the lawyer. You're not a lawyer, honey. You're a fraud. I've been here. You saw my body write these articles, go on the beach and receive my contract, and just because she went down on you, she has precedence over me. And it's not like I wasn't even allowed to be with Tyler when I was in Caitlin's home, because she paid him to not give it to me and to succubus me, to give it to her the next day in her own bed, like she did Billy Hodge, like she did my husband, and then she got David Allen in jail. He never touched me, but when he kept me there, they kept doing rituals, and that was all came and was confirmed by all sorts of spiritual healers all the way up until here in Lava. So I also know that in Jiva they stole my 2 phones, and then they didn't let me call the cops from there, so I had to call the cops from the bar up the street called Beach Break Grill. So then, you know, now Jean tried to call me Dima. There is no more thing like that. I'm Aurora Diamond Rainbow, so I am demanding my identity back, regardless who birthed a child with whom behind my back while prostituting themselves. And if you guys want to call me a bad person because I'm standing up for my child and all the children, that's a big no, because my child is very picky and she wants daddy to love her. She does not want me to have to deal with a mean daddy that was cheating on me the whole time and that went elsewhere and gave my contract, tried to at least give my contract elsewhere, and was vehemently laughing when all those cunt fraud Hordoba, Gross Nigger and Ambura were like threatening me, sending me death threats, deportation threats, and working their butts off with all their gangs. And they turned everything spiritual into cliques. Like, oh, that's the Gemini clique. They're like, don't you wish you were dead yet? And then the Gemini people were like, you're nobody, you're nothing. So, you know, and then Hordoba is still like, no, sweetie. You kicked me out of my own house on an island I had been on forever. And I was only brought here because this is a place where there's no Sarasotans besides these 2 people, and everybody's covering up for them because they pay you money. Caitlin pays money to the cops in LA and in Miami and everywhere, and now she paid Steve to fuck her, and now he's her man whore. So now they're trying to make pretend that I'm a bad girl because I'm like, get my stuff back anyway. I want all my paintings and clothes and all the money you guys stole from me with your little buddies there from Peru and beyond, and all the photo shoots that you frauded me for, and all the pictures that you had other people take of me and then posted as myself, and all the while you were following me around in Texas, stealing my videos with Steven, Caitlin, and a third party, and all your orgies. Nobody cares that you guys are sexually malevolent, evil people, and you breed kids you don't even like, and you steal kids from other people. Like Amber vehemently in the hostel, in the hotel, was like ritualizing me in my bathtub to go get Andrew to pop a child with her, and then she's been like monopolizing me and one-upping me all along, and now that she sees that other girls are doing the same as herself, she's like, are you doing okay? I'm like, oh my God. So now she's finally seeing how evil she has been by watching the evil girls of the island, and now she thinks she's less evil because she asked me the question. No, kids. My website back, all the respect and honor, and I will simply, you know, I'm gonna stand my ground for Lily until I receive all my art, because Lily is not gonna come to earth while mommy had been robbed, and mommy's mommy is still being robbed, and my grandmother was killed because you people want to steal our identity. You're not the phoenix, you're not the resurrection, you don't come from my lineage, you don't have my DNA. No matter how much blood you steal from me, hair samples, how much organ frauds and like yoga work you try to like match your bodies to me with your chiropractors, etc. You are doomed to be even more of failures than you already are. Your planet will never function again, no matter how hard you try to open your schools and etc. It's never gonna be until I receive Aurora Diamond Rainbow, my art and my clothes. And I already wrote Trump a letter yesterday. So now I'm gonna just chillax, you know. This is #1 town for homelessness, honestly. I'm very grateful to be here. It's super clean, super crisp. You know, as long as I have a big coat like I do, you can chill out all night long, sleep under every tree, and then I gain health and I go to yoga the next day. And I'm on top of my game until I get everything back, because I ain't gonna let you guys get away with having some fraud broads in Starbucks try to stand up for your ass when they're trying to make a life. That's not fair for them, nor is it fair for me, nor is it fair for you, because you're a fraud. You're not an archangel, Caitlin, gross nigger. And you're a thief, mom, and you can't do nothing to me because I'm gonna go to the cops by morning. If I receive nothing, no art delivered, nothing, I'm going to, what are you gonna call the cops and tell them, don't serve this girl? I'd like to see you guys do that this time, because then there's lawyers and there's all sorts of things. And believe me, I ain't ever gonna give up on myself, ever. So I know you hired William Forsythe after, the Billy thing, because you hired Billy to destroy me, and I know you've been, you just fuck everybody after me, so your pussy becomes like mine, your body becomes like mine, because you're nothing without me, little girl, and you know it. And you know I made you, and I'm sorry David Wrong made you, but you're nobody. So go, take your chill pill, get off our faces, and find yourself elsewhere besides spewing it into other people's faces in the classroom, and they get nowhere. Nobody's getting. Only thing that's resulting of this is you're still a whore, hooker, cunt, fraud, thief, malevolent, evil, non-yoga teacher. You don't have ahimsa, asteya. None of the 8 limbs of yoga apply to any of the hooker whores from the make-believe yoga or make-believe spirit world who are conspiring against me as a spiritual yoga being. So anyone trying to point the finger back at me, it's never going to work, because it wasn't my fault to begin with. You guys brought me here to fraud me. So accept, transmute, transcend, give me back my shit and go live your lives. Okay? You stole dicks, nobody cares, because